Hello, this is Guy7, and we have a problem. You see, we have our SSEQ file, but in the music files, we already replaced the water theme right here, and my SSEQ file here uses the water bank. So, what do? Well, I'm going to show you how to replace other songs like BGM Obaki. So what you're going to need is DS Sound Studio to download, and there's the music files from the DS, from the music kit from the previous tutorials, and the same goes with the DS editor here. So I'll just put this into download, but you can go in my other videos and find other downloads pretty easily. So first thing you're going to need to do is look in the music files, and we're going to first replace a random song. I'm going to, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to replace BGM Obaki. But I'm pretty sure you can replace just about anything you want. So I'm going to rename this, just copy the file name. Then once I paste that in there, we got BGM Obaki. But if I were to create the SDAT, it's not going to sound correct since it doesn't use the same bank and swars. So what I'm going to need to do now is copy the bank and swars. My song uses the water bank, so I'm going to copy that here. And it also uses this swar, so I'm going to copy that as well. Now I'm going to find the Obaki bank, which is right here, copy the file name. Whoops, didn't mean to double click it. Now I'm going to replace the Obaki bank. And I'm going to do the same with the swar here. Okay, I replaced the same banks and I replaced the same swars, so it should work, right? So let's go see how it sounds in DS Sound Studio. Let me just make the SDAT file here. And then there it created the SDAT. Now let's use DS Sound Studio to open the SDAT file, or the Nitro Sound Data, whatever you call it. Let me go in my tutorial. Nope, it's in here. And if I play it, you can see it doesn't sound really that good. But why is that? Well, it's because even though they use the same kind of things here, there's something in the wave archives that's banks that's saying it's wrong. Okay, in BGM Water, it says set to use BGM Resident, and then BGM Water here, and then the rest are at -1. But if we go to Obaki, not only does it use BGM Obaki, which is the one we replaced, but it doesn't use BGM Resident. And in order to get our song to work, we must change BGM Resident, this to BGM Resident. And it's best that we just leave this at BGM Obaki, just in case it won't work. I mean, we replaced the BGM Obaki swar, so let's go with that. And if we look at this uint, you can see 65 is there for Obaki, but over here that's set to some weird value. So I'm just going to set it to 49 and hit enter. And if we go down to Obaki, it now says 49. I'm going to hit save, file, save. Since this editor is a little buggy, you might want to hit the save button a couple times. Now when I go to Obaki, let's see if it works. Alright, it works. Now let's go in the editor, now let me add this song in an actual ROM and see if it still works. But of course, in order to make sure it works, we need to open the ROM in the Super Mario 64 DSC. It'd be kind of pointless to be like, oh, it doesn't work, but then forget to replace the sound at. Otherwise, our edits would have been pointless, so let's go ahead and add the sound at. And let's test how it'll sound in the ROM. But first, let me show you how you would do this. Like, you see that Big Boo's Haunt uses the Obaki theme, and it's important that the SWAR entry addresses are correct. This is not so important, but what's really important is the SSEQ ID and the SWAR entry address. I know from memorization that this uses BGM Obaki. So let me add a warp to it and test it in game, and we'll see if it works. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to apply the introduction patch, so let me go do that and hit save here. And let's see how it looks in game. I kind of accidentally hit the play button. And in the ROM, sure enough, you can hear the music playing in the background. Hopefully you heard that music playing in the background. I don't know if you can or not, because of like the nature of however this editor works, and that was kind of glitchy there. That's beside the point. Anyways, the music works. Now I can't guarantee that this will work for all tracks, but I sure hope it does. The one thing I'm worried about is the SWAR entry address, which you saw me say that was important for like Obaki, because it kind of tells the dependencies almost for the SWARs to use for a song. So you can see how that can be bad. However, you can still replace BGM ESP or whatever, which is a minigame song, I think, and still use the Jolly Roger Bay sound SWAR entry address and have it still work, I think. So it just overall depends on the situation. I have never gotten a theme with the credits staff roll to work using this method yet, but that's probably because I'm using bad music files. So I'll tell you when I get that working, or how to replace minigame songs. I mean, you should be able to figure it out using this method. It's not too much different. And I'm pretty sure you can do too. Just be careful of the SWAR entry address. This has been another tutorial, and I hope you learned something.